Hello to my journalist campers. This is our third lesson on journalism and journalistic writing. This is going to be very important, not just for writing for the LifeCamp Times, but I bet you're going to be using this as you go back to school. We're going to learn about the journalist's best friend, the inverted pyramid. So an inverted pyramid is like this little shape here. It looks like a pizza or an upside down triangle. The word inverted actually means like changed, opposite, out of order. So this is kind of like an out of order triangle. So this is a cool tool to help you organize your newscasts, because right now we have really cool ideas, but we don't really know what order to put them in. So I just want you to think for a second before I give away the answer. How can this shape, this pizza shape here, help us edit the articles we've already started writing? What do we think? Like, look at the top of the shape compared to the bottom. Compare that to like what we know about the 5 W's of writing. What might this pizza shape do to help us organize our writing? Think about it. If you're stuck, I'll give you the answer. So, keep moving my face around. An inverted pyramid actually symbolizes how to organize your writing by putting the most important information first, the who, what, when, where, and why, and how, if you're adding that. Then important details that are not the 5 W's. So maybe important details about like what the people looked like and what the weather was like at that time, and details that are important but not the most important. That goes after the 5 W's in your article. At the very bottom of your article, that's where you're just putting kind of extra background info that's more entertaining than important. So again, this pizza shape or inverted pyramid helps you organize your writing because it's reminding you, oh, I need the biggest, most important stuff at the top, the kind of important stuff in the middle, and the kind of fluffer, fun stuff or interesting stuff at the very bottom of my article. So let's think of like my crazy salon story. If you guys watched my first video, I gave a really quick example of, let's say I witnessed this event in my town of Westfield and I was writing about it. And in that story, I talked about, it's not a real story, I made it up. Don't make up your stories, but I did. I pretended that I witnessed 2 women getting in a fight outside of a hair salon, and I wanted to report on that. So let's say I wanted to report on that idea or that moment that I witnessed, but I don't really know how to organize it. I want to use my inverted pyramid or my pizza. So the most important information, who's the who of the story, what's the what of the story, when did it happen, where did it happen, all of that. So like the ladies that were fighting, the salon, the date it happened, why the fight occurred, what was the fight about. That's all going to be the first stuff I mention in my article. And it'll actually look like, I'm going to skip ahead. And I'm going to, it's going to look like, oops, here we go. Right here. So where it says intro with the 5 W's, this is actually like what would be the first paragraph of my news story. So I put on Saturday, June 20th at approximately 1:15 p.m., the Beauty World Salon of Westfield, New Jersey, experienced a fistfight between 2 women waiting in line to get their hair done. So I've got the when, I've got the where, which is the salon in Westfield, the who, the 2 women, and I actually wrote out their names. Again, I made them up, but don't make yours up. So I put the fight broke out between kind of the why actually too. So why did the fight start? Because one was annoyed that the other woman got the appointment first. I have the who, the what happened, the when it happened, the where it happened, and the why. So this paragraph here, this chunk would just be my first paragraph of my news report. So if I were to go back, so this is already done now. I've done the 5 W's of my report. Maybe some important details that I would add, like in the second paragraph about my news report, is the long line they were waiting in, and details about like what the ladies were shouting to each other. Because that's not really the what of the story. It's just like a detail of like, if you were there, this is what you would have heard. So it's an important detail, but it's not the most important. Maybe I'd add some details about like the husbands coming to drag the wives away so they would stop their fight. Those again are important details, interesting details, but they're not the most important. And maybe like in my final paragraph, my last bit of general background info that I want my reader to know, but they don't need to know, is details about like how long the Westfield businesses have been closed or the popularity of the salon in the past, just in case people are interested about like what's the deal with the salon that this is set at. So I had a news story, I had all the ideas in my head, and then I used this pyramid to separate the most newsworthy info from important details to that extra background info. And I was able to kind of talk out my news report to you guys. Now I'm ready to actually go to a piece of paper or my computer and type the report out now. So this is the last bit I want you to do. Oops, I just want to get rid of my picture here. The last bit you want to do is, maybe you already have, oh, it didn't get rid of my picture. Maybe you already started writing a news report and now you want to just edit it. That's awesome. You're ahead of the game. That means you can highlight, go through your article and highlight in different colors the 5 W's. So if you're reading and you're like, oh, this is the who, I'll highlight that in yellow. This is the what, I'll highlight that in yellow. This is the when, I'll highlight that in yellow. But then maybe you notice details that are not the who, what, when, where, and why. You'll highlight those in pink. And then that extra background info, you'll highlight in blue. So once you highlight all the different parts of your rough draft, that'll actually help you reorganize. So you'll notice maybe the pink has to be moved lower than where all the yellow information is, and all the blue information needs to be moved to the bottom of your article. So again, if you're more in the stage of drafting your article, use this to start. If you already drafted an article and you're watching this lesson, use these highlighting notes to now look for these kind of details in your writing, and then highlight them separately so that when you edit your writing, you know to keep all the yellow info together and the pink info together and the blue info together. If you have any questions about this, log on for office hours. I have them on Wednesdays. You can also email me anytime during the week, and I'll make sure I answer. Good luck with your writing. Good luck with your editing. I'll see you guys soon.